Second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series. Open, Chicago with the lead. Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Under it, into the middle with the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5, touchdown Bears!
Time in 6 seasons, it's one goal team. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. Right. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it for Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this House Music Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Beautiful. But wait, there's more, my friends. All right, go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Go to the show's page, like that page as well. And now you're following Shawn and Maya in the morning also. Beautiful. And if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, man. Listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button. Click the subscribe button, and then click the little bell next to it. Okay, that's the notification button. And that lets you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. If you're watching us on our mobile app, yay, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Yes. And you didn't know we had a mobile app? Where have you been? Listen, it's simple. Do us this favor. So wherever you get your apps from, all right, wherever you get them from, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy's, Venture, all right, Woolworth, wherever you get them from, all right, you go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. Not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but let me tell you something. We give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. And listen, if you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you didn't know, what? Man, Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. We're doing it big. We're doing it big for the 99 to 2000s. Oh, sorry. Wrong decades. Sorry. We're doing it big for the 22 and 23s, the 24s. Listen, do us a favor. All right, if you have a Roku TV in the house, do us a favor. Download the Sports Zone Chicago tile. All right, you see it. So you know you've already downloaded Stars because you're watching Power Book 2, Season 3 with Tariq, Method Man, and Mary. I know. All right, they're trying to find out who killed Zeke. They did find out last time. Woo, if you don't know, man, you better check it out. All right. You downloaded Paramount Plus because you're watching Yellowstone. Okay, you downloaded Showtime because you're getting ready to watch Billions again. I ain't mad at you. I love me some Billions. And they said Axe is back. Woo, Charlie. I knew it. I knew he wasn't going to stay away for long. All right. Then the other dude just couldn't hold the show. Axe can hold the show. That dude couldn't hold the show. Sorry. Couldn't carry the show. But anyway, I digress. Download Sports Zone Chicago's tile to all your TVs, all your Roku TVs in the house, even if it's in the kids' room. All right. You know, the kids are just watching Disney Plus and all this other stuff, and you're probably not going to watch us in there. That's okay. Do us a favor and just download it to that TV anyway. All right. We'd appreciate it greatly. Man. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, the Snapper, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at The Sports Chica. And if you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IGer and you do it just for the gram, well, then you can follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. I would be remiss if I didn't bring him out and introduce him. He's the man that makes everything run smoothly. He's the man behind the curtain. And pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He is my man, Steve Weekly. Steve, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Mighty fine. Thanks for asking.
Good.
We were just talking about a little Southern twang, our little race car driving.
Yeehaw. Come on now.
You and Brad Doherty.
That's right. You know, I done taught him everything he needed to know.
All the drag racing you did back in the day. Beautiful.
That's right.
Oh, that's nuts. So, how's your weekend, buddy? Did you get a lot of rest over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, actually good. Yeah. Was able to stay in bed, till about 3-4 in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
No, actually I was 9. I slept in a little.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
There's nothing, believe you me, nothing like sleeping in, man. Whoo-wee.
It will fix a certain things, that's for sure.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Bruce? Hey, but great stuff. We're gonna have a great show today. I am fired up. But listen, like I said, we're gonna have a great show because we have a phenomenal show lined up, but we need you to get interactive. So listen, whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, you can't interact with us on Roku. However, you could watch us on Roku on the TV and then interact with us on your phone. You like that? You like that? All right. So listen, whatever platform you're watching us on, leave a question or comment on that particular platform. Either I'll get to it or my super producer Steve will get to it. We'll put it up on the screen. All right. And we'll incorporate it into the show. And that's what makes this the best morning show around. All right. It's your questions, your comments, your smart ass remarks. Bring them, baby. We want all that smoke. Okay. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. Bring it. And it's going to be fun, man. We have a lot to talk about today. I am fired the freak up. But let's see who we have in the text line. Vernon Fairley in the Mickey Ficky house. What's up? You just learned that Pep showed us that LeBron is yay tall, yay short. That's kind of messed up. I saw that. That was crazy. Cornelius Squalls in the house. What up, baby? And my man, Shawn Walls in the house. You know what it is, baby. I got my hold on. Let me show you. I got my house head t-shirt on again. I have 3 of them. I have a blue one. Okay, with this. I have the red one you see I'm wearing, and I have a black one. All right, I'm a Chicago White Sox. I'm a house head, baby. I'm from the Chi. I'm from the South Side, baby. South Side, born and bred. South Side, stand up. I love it. That's it. Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. He's in the house. What's up, Papa? He's my man. He's watching with his road dogs. Armando Emeterio Lara. The 4th. Armandito. And he's watching with Jeremiah. What's up, Jeremiah? Dito. Good morning. Levette Lee, she's in the house. Good morning, Levette. And my man, Mr. Soto. Go Cubs, go. Go to hell's where they want the Cubs. I want the Cubs. I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you, Mr. Soto. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. My man, Luis Mejia. Good morning. Rise and grind, baby. I see you. I see you. You know what? Here. It said the Bears don't win more than 7 games. No. They'll definitely win more than 7 games this year. So they're just you need a Cubs. Oh, you know what? Actually, my guy was selling them. So I don't know if he's good. Sorry, I don't know what the hell happened to him. My foot's like there was something slick. That's a good question. I'll holler. I'll holler at my guy, and I'll be like, hey, did you make any more Cubs? Because he has the Cubs logo and they got the headphones on. It says house it on there too. So you can, you know what, Mr. Soto? Just because it's you, just for you, for a goof. Why not? Because me and you go way back. I'll holler at my guy, see if he's going to make any for this baseball season, and I will let you know. But you got to let me know where you're at, bro, because you're in Texas, Florida, Miami, California, West Virginia, Oregon. Man, you bounce around, bro. You're like, where in the world is not Carmen Sandiego? Where is Francis Soto? That's what I'm talking about. They're crazy, but you be all over the country, man. That's craziness. But anyway. And he's with his road dog, my man Junior. He's with Armandito and Jeremiah. Beautiful. Beautiful. He's like, hey, Mr. Soto said, today I'm in Chicago. Tomorrow is a different story, but today I'm in Chicago. Hey, I love it, man. Hey, I know your bills ain't gonna pay themselves, Papa. Keep it up. I ain't mad at you. I am not mad at you. But listen, guys, we have a phenomenal show for you. Man, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, our guy Josh Hicks from the Bigs. He's going to join us talking Bulls basketball. Big win yesterday for the Bulls. And Josh is going to talk to us. Are we for real trying to make the playoffs? Playoffs? Are the Bulls for real trying to make the playoffs? We're going to find that out. We're going to talk to our guy Josh Hicks. He covers the Bulls for the Bigs. He's always at the United Center asking questions front and center. So he's going to join us. And we got some Final Four talk. Oh, my God, Becky. Look at those brackets. Busted up like anything. The men's Final Four is set. The women's Final Four will be set tonight. Woo, Charlie. Baseball news. 1 week, not 3 days. What am I talking about? 1 week from today is the home opener for the White Sox. But Thursday, 3 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days. Is the regular season, is the home opener, or is the opening day for baseball. And let me tell you something. We are excited. North side, south side. We are both excited. We got a lot to talk there. And then one of the mainstays for the good guys is not going to be joining us on Thursday. Who could it be? We're going to talk about it. Man, the Bulls, Sox, the Cubs. We're going to talk more Bears. Lewis brought it up. He started off early with some Bears talk. Said ESPN people, the people on the four-letter network said that the Bears won't win more than 7 games. They are wrong. What is oh goodness. The defense is wrong. Are you sure? I'm positive. Mike. Okay, I gave it Mike for My Cousin Vinny. If you didn't watch My Cousin Vinny, I cannot rock with you at all. Period. If you've never seen My Cousin Vinny. That means you too, Mr. Soto. If you never saw My Cousin Vinny, we're done. No, I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. The defense is wrong. Excellent. Michonne, it's your mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Michonne. What's her name? We could give her a big shout out. I don't want to say Michonne's mom. You know, I know my mom hated. I don't know if she hated it, but for so long she was forever known as Shawn's mom. Oh, that's Shawn's mom, because you know you're basketball, you're playing football, you're a football star, basketball star, baseball star, and all the sports. That's Shawn's mom. That's Shawn's mom. That's Shawn's mom, instead of Eleanor or Miss Sierra. So tell her name so I can wish her a very happy birthday. That would be awesome. All right. So man, I'm telling you, today's show is going to be awesome. Awesome. Well, listen, guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
The first top of the morning topic, the Bulls. Bulls with a big win yesterday over the Lakers. Woo, 118-108 in Tinseltown at Crypto.com Arena. Let me tell you something. I was impressed. It was LeBron's first game back. He had missed, 13 games, I believe? He missed 13 games. He was back. They spoiled his return. And let me tell you something. The Lakers they got a lot to play for. They're They're on shaky ground, man. They are on shaky ground. It is a with LeBron being out, will they make the playoffs? Will they get it? I don't know. And you pull. Here we go. The NBA. Yeah, the Lakers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're in ninth. Okay, they should make. Well, they're in ninth. They're 13 games back, but OKC and Dallas are both 13 and a half back. Oh, I'm sorry. The Lakers are 13 and a half back. They're tied with OKC. Dallas is 14 and a half back. So they don't have a lot of time. They don't have very many games to squander. And the Bulls with a big win yesterday. Wow. DeMar, put that back up, Papa. This will be so quick. Did you? No, you didn't. Steve-O, no. Ah, Steve-O.
I'm quick, man. I'm quick. Talk about it, get it over with. Talk about it, get it over with. Sorry.
Oh, man. Some things is going to be quick, Steve. Other things, not so much.
It's the same thing my wife tells me every day.
Here, we got it back for you. The Bulls beat the Lakers. I said Zach LaVine led the way with 32 points. DeMar DeRozan, 17.6 boards, 10 dimes. Kobe White, he had 13 points, 7 rebounds, 6 dimes. Andre Drummond, 12 points, 8 rebounds. And Patrick Beverley, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. And you're wondering, well, where was Vooch? Did Vooch play? Yes, Vooch did play, but Vooch got kicked out. He was hit with a technical foul early. All right, it was a minute left in the first half. All right, Shawn Corbin hit him with a technical foul, and he was pissed. Obviously, he was kind of vented at the bench. He turned back over, toward the ref, toward the court, and then Tony Brothers. I don't know why he did that. Tony Brothers slapped him with a second tech, which 2 technicals in the game is automatic ejection. So at that point, he was ejected. Yeah. And if you see the picture in the Sun Times today, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Beverley and DeMar DeRozan are talking to Tony Brothers. Like, come on, man. Like, really? You had to do that? Really? For real? So he ended the day with 5 points. I want to say he didn't get it going at all. 4 points and 2 boards. So it was early day for Vooch. But the Bulls were able to come out with the victory, which is what was important. And they keep it moving. I'm telling you, you got to keep winning. All right, they got a back-to-back. So tonight they stayed in LA. So I wonder, just a question. Did they go day drinking afterwards? Did they go day partying afterwards? Because they played tonight. All right, they played in the daytime. It was a matinee affair yesterday on Sunday, 2:30 our time. So it was noon, 12:30 over there. I don't know if it was 2 or 2:30. All right, so they got done early. They find a date, a daytime somewhere. Or because they don't play tonight until 7:30 their time, 9:30 our time. They stay in LA, play the LA Clippers. Then they come home for Wednesday, a matchup against the Lakers again. Okay, so the Lakers, the Clippers tonight, the Lakers again on Wednesday, at Charlotte on Friday, back home Sunday for Memphis. Yeah. It is a stretch. How bad? We're going to find out how bad they want it. Don't worry. Tell me about, fatigue. Don't tell me about any of that other bullshit. It's time. How bad do you want to make the playoffs, or at least to play in? Okay, right now the Bulls are 36 and 38. Okay, with 74 games. You got 8 games left. You got to win 5 or 6 of these games. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to do it. Okay, it's a tough situation, but hey. Let's see. Did you put it up there for me? Okay. My mom's name is Jerlene Walls. Well, you know what, Jerlene Walls, happy birthday to you from myself, the Superback, and from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago. Big happy birthday to Jerlene Walls. Hope you live another 47 to 62 years, somewhere in there. Another 47 to 62 trips around the sun. Should about do it. Happy birthday. Enjoy your day. And I hope your son takes you out to a beautiful, beautiful restaurant and gives you flowers, okay, balloons. You should take her to a nightclub so they come out with the sign, with the marquee. Happy birthday, Jerlene, with the little sparklers in the bottle. Pop some bottles for mom. You got to do it right, Mashawn. Don't be half stepping. Don't fake the funk on a nasty dunk. This is mama's birthday. All right, it's mama's birthday. You better come correct, Papa. Again, Miss Jerlene Walls, happy birthday. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. But the Bulls, man, they got their work cut out for them, and I'm excited for them. Oh, my son said, I gave my mom a gift. Okay. What is it? All you can just give her a trip. You send her somewhere, or are you gonna? Well, as long as she's happy, you give her flowers. Because moms love flowers. Women love flowers. Get her some flowers. You know, that's what you do. But we'll move on. The next top of the morning topic again. Happy birthday to your mom. Hope she has a wonderful day. Hope you take her out to eat somewhere nice. All right. Or where she wants to go. Because listen, let me tell you something. On my mom's birthday, like I always want to take her out. Like, Mom, do you want to go? We'll do that or a restaurant week. We'll go, Mom, where do you want to go? And for her birthday, I like taking her out for restaurant week. We'll go to different. We'll try different restaurants, you know. And for her birthday, the same thing. I'm like, okay, Mom, what do you want to do? You know, this lady. It's like, you know what? Let's go to Golden Corral. I said, Ma, you want to go to Golden Corral? I'm like, we can go there anytime we want. Why would you want to go there on your birthday? She's like, well, I like it. Because she was a big proponent of Old Country Buffet. She loved Old Country. Man, anytime I said, Mom, where do you want to go eat? It was always Old Country Buffet. Why? Reasoning was the same. Well, you can get whatever you would like. You can get how much you want. All right, you don't have to pay. It's not a lot. It's one price, and they don't charge you for everything. You can just get a little bit of everything, and you know I can have everything I want. I'm like, really, Mom? So, hey, I hear you. So sometimes she's stuck in her ways. She's stuck in her ways. So if your mom wants to go to like Golden Corral or something, hey, Vernon, you're damn right. It is. Since there's no more Old Country buffets, Golden Corral is it, man. Golden Corral is it. So my mom was she's out of control. She's out of control. What are you gonna do? Well, moving on to the next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks. They fall to the Vancouver Canucks yesterday, 4-2. Mrazek stopped 27 of 30 shots. Excuse me. That was Connor Murphy scored his 6th goal of the year. Luke Reichel had his 5th goal of the season. Dickinson had 2 assists yesterday, his 17th and 18th of the season. Kachuk had his 9th, and Seth Jones had his 22nd helper of the season. We got suggestions for you, Mashawn. At least take her to Dave & Buster's. I'll talk to my mom too, see if she wants to go to Dave & Buster's for her birthday. And you know what? There's a D&B's out here in Orland. So it's, man, literally right down the street. Literally. Shorty. It's a shorty that my mom wouldn't pass up a $500 meal at a Japanese steakhouse. Mom said, hey, after all the money I spent on you growing up, kid, you're going to spend. You're going to learn. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But yeah, I love taking moms out. We'll go to Miller's. We'll go to there's a Mexican restaurant. There's a Mexican restaurant that I go to all the time, and I forgot. See, my mom lives out here for a long time. She moved out here in 94 when I was living in New York. All right. Damn, almost 30 years. So she's part of the church out here, the Catholic Church, the Cardinal Bernardine School, St. Elizabeth Seton Church. She's part of that. So she's got a lot of friends out here. They go and eat all the time. So I would always go get Mexican food or food from this Mexican restaurant, not realizing that, a lot of white people love Mexican food. And this place is pretty good. So the first time, this is like 6 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago, I think I went in there for the first time with her. I'd never been in there with her. So I walk in with her, and all the ladies like, "Oh, Ellie, Eleanor, how are you? Oh, is this your son? He's in here all the time." They knew her, like, it reminded me of Cheers and Norm, like, Norm. I was like, what the? I was like, Mom. She goes, yeah, we used to come here all the time for after church. I was like, you have to be kidding me. I'm like, you have to be kidding me. I was like, holy cow. All the waitresses knew her. I was like, you a wild girl. You a wild girl. Oh my goodness. That is not so. That's not so. Well, listen. Oh, you want Mr. Soto? I have some errands to run. Like right after the show, I gotta go to I have to head up north. Well, not up north. I gotta head over to Berwyn. And then I have one other stop to make, because then I got to produce tonight's show, What's Up Cuz, with Jason and Lance. They got a great show. So getting there and then getting back here, and then I want to get a workout in. Yeah, I would love to. I don't know if I can. You know what? I'll reach out to you, see if we can make it happen. Maybe on the way back. We'll see. We'll see. I'll let you know. I will let you know, sir. But listen, let's take a quick break. All right. On the other side of the break, we're going to have more top of the morning topics. So don't go anywhere, folks. Man, keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
No, I don't know, though. I'm scared. I mean, you're
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
across the kick. The former Laker Caruso hits a three.
There you go. Bang, bang.
Here's Beverly. Fakes, drives, floats, and got it. Levine, step back. It's good.
Third person sometimes.
There's Levine, glides in and fakes it home to tie it. Brown, the kick to White. Good fake to get Reeves in the air. A three.
There you go, Kobe. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. Those were the Bullies, baby. Only the Bulls. Only the Bulls. I love it, baby. I love it. Big win yesterday, 118-108 over the Los Angeles Lakers. Showtime. LeBron's Showtime Lakers. Big win out in the City of Angels. And they'll be there again tonight as they play same place, same bad time, not bad time. Same bad channel. All right, they're at the crypto.com center. They are playing the Clippers today. They are playing the Clippers tonight. 9:30 local, 7:30 Pacific time. All right. But let's get back. Let's get back to the top of the morning topics. Next top of the morning topic, the Cubs. The Cubs beat the Kansas City Royals yesterday out in Arizona, 5-0. They shut them out. Justin Steele, he got the victory. He was 1-1 on the spring. He went 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, of course, since they were shut out. Fanning 6. Good showing. And this is what you want. This whole, you want these guys to, your pitchers, you want to start them to see them have really, really, really good games. Okay, really, really, really good games. So, looks like they're ready to roll. Okay, at least Justin Steele is, and moving forward, the next top of the morning topic, the White Sox. The White Sox, they fall to the Colorado Rockies yesterday, 4-2. Lucas Giolito, he looked good yesterday. He got the loss, however, so he's 0-2 on the spring. He went 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 6 punch outs. Listen, let me tell you something. You go 5 1/3, you go 6 innings, 1 run, giving up 1 earned run. That's a good day at the office. It's a good day at the office. 5+ with, or 5 1/3 with giving up 1 run, 6 punch outs, over 1 an inning. I'll take it. Sebby Zavala, he was 1 for 3, hitting a homer, his 5th of the season, driving in 2. All right, his 10th and 11th RBIs of the season. Gavin Sheets, he was 1 for 2 with a double. But you know what? Here's the cool thing. So today and tomorrow, hoy y mañana, okay? The Sox are going to play 2 games. It's funny. They're on 2 different channels, but the same game. So the Sox and Cubs are going to play twice. One today, one game today, 1 game tomorrow. As a prelude to Thursday's game. They're off Thursday. They're off Wednesday. I presume travel day. So today, both games are at Sloan Park. Today and tomorrow's game. So today's game's at 3:05. So if you're a Cub fan, you may want to watch it on Marquee. If you're a Sox fan, it's not even going to be on NBC Sports Chicago. So you got to watch the game on the Marquee Network. All right. So both games, today's and tomorrow's games. Today's at 3:05. Tomorrow's at 2:05. As I said, Wednesday's a day off, travel day. Sox will go to Houston. The Cubs will come home for the home opener on Thursday. And the White Sox will be at Houston. Wow. The White Sox open up at Houston on Thursday, 6:08. And it's going to be on ESPN because they're probably going to have the rings for the Houston Trash Tros and whatever. Still don't like that team. Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, the next top of the morning topic, the Final Four, baby, is set. Florida Atlantic. They beat Kansas State. Number 9, Florida Atlantic beat Kansas State 79-76 to advance. UConn beats Gonzaga 82-54. These are on Saturday. And on Sunday, Miami beats number 2 Texas Tech 88-81. San Diego State tops Creighton 57-56. This has been a fun tournament. All right, when CBS paid $1 billion a year for this tournament, let me tell you, it might have been a bargain. It might have been a bargain. Okay. Number 9, FAU, first round, or the first 2 rounds out of the first 2 number 1 seeds were gone by the end of the first weekend. Okay. Number 2 is gone opening day, or number 4, excuse me, in Virginia. You talk about March Madness. This is March Madness personified. CBS couldn't have asked for a better tournament. Florida Atlantic. Are you serious? UConn. Good friend of mine, Lori Biancamano. Big shout out to Lori. Friend of mine from college. Big UConn fan. She travels. She's from Connecticut. Went to Holy Cross with me, of course. But just follows UConn basketball. She loves it. And I respect it. That's cool. She was there at the game. I see it on my Facebook timeline. It's good stuff. Miami beats number 2 Texas. So now you know Jarrett Payton is going to be flying his U stuff. He's definitely going to be repping the University of Miami, because if you didn't know, that's where he went to college, the U. The San Diego State tops Creighton. Okay, 2 smaller teams. Creighton's out of Nebraska. They've had some decent runs in the tournament years before. Bulls Kyle Korver, former Bulls sharpshooter. Kyle Korver is from Creighton. He actually spoke to the team. Was it before the last game, before the Elite 8 game, or was it before the Sweet 16 game? And then he didn't speak. He didn't speak to him before. So they lost yesterday. So Sunday, Friday. He spoke to him before Friday's game. Talked about making history, and unfortunately they couldn't make it through the weekend. San Diego State, they're more known for football, if you ask me. I was very impressed with what they did getting to the Final Four. Let me ask you something. Would it be too much to ask for the Pac-12 to add San Diego State? I mean, you're losing your 2 blue bloods. You're losing USC and UCLA. I mean, obviously, there's no way you can. Any school is going to replace a USC or UCLA. However, that's a quality team. That's a quality team, quality institution. Okay, the institution of Marshall Faulk. Remember Marshall Faulk, the running back from New Orleans, Hall of Famer. He's with the Colts, with the Rams, greatest show on turf. And the funny thing is, and I don't know if you know why he went to San Diego State. He was one of the top recruits in the country. Miami, Alabama, Georgia, all of them wanted him. And you're wondering, well, why did he end up going all the way across the country to San Diego State when he could have played closer to home, closer to New Orleans? The reason he went to San Diego State was because all the other schools wanted him to play DB. They wanted him to play defensive back, cornerback, and he didn't want to. He wanted to play running back. So all the schools said they're going to make him a DB, and he's like, nope. And San Diego State said, no, you want to play running back? Come here, you can play running back. So that's why he ended up going to San Diego State. Crazy, huh? And just think if he would have gone. And here's what kids got to understand. If you feel a certain way, okay, don't let people pigeonhole you and say, well, here's what we think's best for you. Because had he gone to Alabama, okay, LSU, Georgia, stayed somewhere close to home and played defensive back, there's no guarantee he would have been an NFL Hall of Famer. There's no guarantee he would have made the NFL as a DB. No guarantee whatsoever. I mean, his talent probably dictates it. Obviously, if they're recruiting him at DB, then his talent would probably get him a look. But man, it's tough to imagine. No Marshall Faulk in the Hall of Fame. No Greatest Show on Turf. Think of all these series of events that happened because of that. Do the Rams win the World Championship? Do they win the Super Bowl without Marshall Faulk? I say no. I say no. It's possible, but I say no. So all these things that happen, see how everything happens for a reason. He goes to San Diego State because that's the only school that would allow him to play running back. He gets drafted by the Colts, gets traded to the Rams. He becomes the second person in the history of the NFL to rush for 1,000 yards and receive and have 1,000 yards receiving in the same season. The first was my man, Roger Craig, who still needs to be in the Hall of Fame because he's got 3 Super Bowl rings. Come on now, Hall of Fame. Stop bullshitting and getting my man Roger Craig into the Hall of Fame where he deserves to be. Okay? Get him in there. But I digress. Final 4 for the men's: FAU, UConn, Miami, San Diego State. It's going to be fun. Saturday night, baby. Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody. So it's going to be San Diego State at FAU, Miami at UConn, and UConn on Saturday. 5 o'clock, San Diego State, Florida. FAU is first game, 5:09 our time. Second game, Miami, UConn, 7:49 approximately. That's going to be at Energy Stadium down in Houston. Houston, we have a problem. It's going to be fun. This is going to be fun, man. This is going to be, and it's great. What do you say? The first time that a Final Four has had nothing higher than a 4 seed. You know, I think that is so awesome. And you know what? That's the whole thing. Is that it is. No, 4. Florida Atlantic was a 9. This transfer portal is the son of a gun. This transfer portal is the ultimate equalizer. And I do like watch The Equalizer with Queen Latifah. It is the equalizer. Kids can go, it's the wild, wild west. You don't like your playing time? I'm out. I'm going to the portal. You got NIL money for me? Boom, I'm there. I forgot what kid at Miami. Wouldn't go there unless he can get at least $400,000 of NIL money. Okay. $400,000 to a college kid? First of all, hopefully, if he has people at home who need help, hopefully he's able to help them and does that for them. But also, you realize how much you're going to be flossing, fronting, flexing, showing off at Miami? $400,000? And I get it. A lot of the kids who go there, their parents are rich. Miami's a very rich town. But now you could front. You can go. And just think, if you're on scholarship and you have like they give you a stipend if you live off campus, they give you a stipend for your rent. What if you have more? The rent doesn't cost as much as the stipend you get. Like that's $400,000 for a year. Trust me, a lot of people who have families and work would love to make $400,000 in a year. Give it to a college kid. Whew. Whew. This transfer portal is something else, baby, and that's what's making this March Madness so great. Kid talent is all over the place. Okay, from FAU to UConn to Miami to San Diego State. Who would have thought San Diego State would have made the Final Four? Florida Atlantic would have made the Final Four. UConn, okay. Yeah, I can see that. All right, they're a blue blood. Okay. Florida Atlantic, San Diego State, no. Miami, I wouldn't have seen them. I wouldn't have picked them. But then again, remember, they were good last year. If you remember on What's Up Cuz, they interviewed Charlie Moore, who Lance coached at Morgan Park. If you recall, he came on, he was on his third school or fourth school. He just hopped in the portal, kept hopping in the portal. So, man, ultimate equalizer, this transfer portal. Just make sure that you're good enough to get in the portal, because if you're there, many a kid are left in the portal to die. Many a kid. Let's check it out. Well, the next top of the morning topic, the women's Final Four is almost set. It'll be set tonight. Number 1, South Carolina and Dawn Staley, undefeated. South Carolina takes on number 2, Maryland. Okay. In the, what region is that? I don't even know what region that is. In the Greenville region? The Greenville bracket. And then Tech. Virginia Tech takes on Ohio State tonight as well. So 6 o'clock on ESPN tonight, you got South Carolina versus Maryland. And then 8 o'clock on ESPN, you have Virginia Tech and Ohio State. Man, did you see? Because LSU and Kim Mulkey punched their way to the Final Four. And I love Kim Mulkey. You're like, what? I'm dating myself. But I've been a big sports fan my whole life, which is why I do this. Kim Mulkey was the point guard. I remember her from Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech Lady Texters is their name. Not TEXTERTECH, Texters. But that was her name, Louisiana Tech Lady Texters. Okay. I remember watching them in the women's Final Four win the national championship, and I remember the game against Cheney. You're like, oh, what? Cheney was the only HBCU to ever make it to a national championship game. All right. Vivian Stringer was the head coach, and I didn't realize this at the time. They had a few All-Americans on that team, and they were just running roughshod through everybody. And then they got to the tournament, run roughshod over on everybody. I think in the Final Four game, it was a close one, but in the championship game, they lost to Louisiana Tech and Kim Mulkey. Love her. I've been a big fan of her since her playing days. Okay. So that game was her getting there with LSU, their second year at LSU. Wow. They said it was unheard of. And then the other game, Iowa. If you didn't see this, Steve, you got any film from a clip from that? Caitlin Clark from Iowa. Okay. Snapped. When I say snapped, I mean snapped. She had a triple-double in the game. Okay, triple-double in an Elite Eight game, the highest triple-double ever. You're like, what? She ended up with 41 points. Caitlin Clark snapped. I'm telling you, it was amazing. This girl she's been getting. Go ahead, play a little bit of the clip for us.
What we're going to see tomorrow night from Ohio State. But Louisville, a terrific defensive team as Clark finally shakes. Here's Van Lith, has it stolen by Clark. Clark trying to outrace Cochran, able to pizza pie it home. And a Stolke, impressive freshman. Big, getting ready to check in for Iowa. Clark, great feed. Warnock, she got it. Van Lith, can't answer. Rebound Marshall. 13-10, Louisville lead. Oh, what a find. Clark to Warnock.
Whew. That clip, shoot, who's that clip courtesy of? That ESPN, Steve-O? I'm sorry, I didn't. That was ESPN.
Yes, that was the 4-letter network.
She ended up.
That might have been the Deuce, though. I don't remember.
She ended up. Caitlin Clark ended up with 41 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. 41, 10, and 12. She was now obviously named the most outstanding player of the region. And her triple-double contained the second most points of any triple-double in Division I history. Okay. Insane. And as I said, Iowa and Clark, they'll face the winner of today's matchup between Maryland and undefeated defending national champion South Carolina, and Dawn Staley. Let me tell you something. Dawn Staley is the bomb. Dawn Staley, if you don't know about Dawn Staley and you're a sports fan, go Google her, read up on her history. Dawn Staley was the shit. Dawn Staley grew up in Philly. Okay. So she's from the streets. She's from the streets of Philly. She's hard. She's hardcore. She was so good in basketball. She was able to play with the boys. When I say the boys, I mean Hank Gathers, Bo Kimball. You remember Hank Gathers, the gentleman from Hank Gathers, Bo Kimball, the guys from Loyola Marymount. Hank Gathers passed away due to a heart situation. She was nasty. It's kind of like Cappy Poindexter here in Chicago. Okay. Goes to University of Virginia. Snaps at Virginia. Dude, Dawn Staley is it. I follow her career. She's amazing. Amazing. Then gets into coaching. And look what she's doing now at South Carolina. I think she just got a new contract. If I'm not mistaken, it's $3 million a year. Let me double check. But here we go. It's her salary. Yes. So Dawn Staley's new deal comes with a $1 million base salary plus $2 million in supplemental pay. $3 million a year for Dawn Staley. And what does she do? She just goes after she wins the national championship last year. She comes back undefeated in the Final Four again. She don't play. She's demanding of her players, and her players respond. She's real. I'm telling you, she's from the tough streets of Philly. You know, her and Will Smith. Her and Will Smith, baby. Just kidding. But yeah, like I said, used to hang with Hank Gathers, Bo Kimball. All right, she won 3 Olympic gold medals with Team USA. All-American. She's a Hall of Fame basketball player and a coach. Dude, she's it, man. She is it. You know, like You know, she played in the WNBA for a while. She was elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2013. She was elected to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in 2012, and she was elected to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2013. What more do you want? You know, what more do you want? She was a 6-time WNBA All-Star. All right, she was on the WNBA's 10th anniversary team in 2006, the 15th anniversary team in 2011. She was the College Player of the Year in 91 and 92. She's about my age. Let's see. I would imagine. Oh, she's a year older. She's a year older than me. Okay. WBCA Player of the Year, US ACC Player of the Year twice, NCAA Tournament 4. Wow. She's amazing. Amazing. 2-time Coach of the Year, AP National Coach of the Year. This has a coach now. Unbelievable. Atlantic 10 Coach of the Year twice. Atlantic regular season, Atlantic 10 Coach of the Year 3 times. She is no joke. And she is the new face of women's college basketball. Gino Auriemma. All right. Much respect to him and his Connecticut Lady Huskies. But this is the new face of women's college basketball. And it couldn't go to a better person. All right. Really, really couldn't. So you talk about a phenomenal women's Final Four. That'll be determined tonight. Can Dawn Staley get by Maryland? Number 1 versus number 2. We'll see. But listen, let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome our guy, Josh Hicks. He covers the Bulls for the Bigs. We'll talk a little Bulls basketball with a big win yesterday. Yes, in Tinseltown. We'll talk with Josh Hicks coming up next. So keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
There you go. Excellent. Soccer. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Oh, I thought you were on my team. Wait,
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Every day my dad did that joke to somebody on the planet. You know, don't think it with nickels. Oh, stop, my ribs.
Laughter. There's nothing like it. But sometimes it's not that easy to laugh. I have liver disease, hepatitis C. Remember this, it only takes one incident. One moment in time can change everything. Get tested, because no one is immune. It's no laughing matter.
The Canadian Liver Foundation has the facts you should know. Find out more at liver.ca.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport. Yeah. It's a romance sport. Yeah, it's a romance sport like that.
Every day we take steps to keep the people we love safe. But some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
To Jones. He'll take the three and knock it down.
Stop it.
With Anthony Davis, outstretched arm in his face. Close to an 8-second call. Good find. Levine was waiting for it.
Was a heck of
Six in a jumbled Western Conference. Deep three. Zach Levine.
Oh, that's from Hermosa Beach. That's where I was yesterday, baby.
Beverly drives it. I want to take the Lakers out of the playoffs, he said.
He said he's too small.
Background, how he had to go to the Ukraine, how he had issues at Arkansas. It's a really great watch.
Oh, double pump!
Dunk by Jones! The dagger!
Woo, Charlie, welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. Those are the Bullies, baby. The Bullies with a big win yesterday in the City of Angels, downtown LA at the Crypto.com Center. The return of LeBron James after a 13-game hiatus. He was hurt. He was nursing an injury, and it just didn't look like he was going to make it because of his injury. So let me tell you, it was fun to watch. The last couple games have been fun to watch. The Bulls are on a 2-game win streak. And I'll tell you what, they're playing with a new, and DeMar DeRozan was back. Remember, he left the game early with a strained quad. They're playing with a renewed energy. They're playing with a renewed vigor, a sense of urgency. I think that's what it is. That's what it is. I couldn't have said it better myself. They're playing with a sense of urgency. They're playing with a sense of urgency that they haven't played with all season. Okay? They haven't played with that sense all season. Zach LaVine, man, you see when DeMar's out, he was back yesterday, but the game before, when DeMar was out, man, that joke was mad aggressive. And I said, if he keeps playing like that, if you remember I said it on Monday, if he keeps playing like that, he might be a guy you could build around. Because up to this point, he hasn't been that dude. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now we just need him to get a lot smarter and a lot more intelligent down the stretch. All right, he can't be having these goofy ass turnovers and shit down the stretch. That's killing us. Bad shot selection. All right. Well, my next guest, we're going to talk about it. Good to have him back. Love when he comes on and can give you some insight because he's in the locker room. He's asking questions all the time. He's up in their faces, like, what's up? What's up? I love it. He writes for the Bigs. He covers the Bulls for the Bigs. You can find him on Twitter at Josh M. Hicks Media. Guys, it's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Joshua Hicks. Josh, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Good morning to you, Shawn. Hope all is well. And I love the energy as always, man. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's do it, Papa. Let's do it. I see you in there. Hey, DeMar, what happened on that last play? I was like, damn, Josh, I see you. You're all the questions. But you know what? That's what people, you ask tough questions. You ask hard questions. But that's what people want to know. They don't want this fluffy bullshit. Like, how did you feel after this? How did you? Well, no. You know what I mean? And I like that about you. I like the fact that you're of course professional, but you ask the tough questions. And a lot of times you sit there and it's a good question because you get this a lot of times because they have to think for a second before they answer. They have to gather their thoughts. Like, damn, that's a good ass question. In their head, you can see it. Talk to me a little bit about yesterday's game. Big game down in Tinseltown. The return of LeBron. He's back, baby. And it didn't matter. Bulls with a big win yesterday without Vooch for the second half because he got the boot. Talk to me about what you saw yesterday and what you've seen from this team the last 6-8 games.
you saw a sense of urgency. You talked about it before, but that's really what it is. They realize that time is ticking. There's not many games left to just throw away for games' sake and figure things out. They realize that the time is now, and that's part. And I think part of it is because of Patrick Beverley having that new fresh a fresh air, fresh voice, veteran leadership, accountability, which is something that the Bulls hadn't had a lot of. We talk about locker room presence. All things that are necessary to help lead a team moving forward to the next level. And the Bulls have always had a talent, but the reality was they never had the vocal leadership. Once Patrick Beverley brought that into the locker room, changes the whole game. And he actually made, guys like Zach LaVine's job a lot easier by just saying, yo, just go to work. Don't worry about everybody else. Don't worry about the system per se. You make the system because you are the talented killer in this league that we know that you can be. And Zach is taking advantage of that full-fledged. Like you mentioned, way more aggressive. IQ has been better. Still got to work on the turnovers because the turnovers is killing us, especially when you talk about Zach LaVine handling the ball per se. But at the end of the day, a more aggressive Zach, a more polished Zach from a turnover perspective, and the fact that he's not settling for jumpers. He's literally driving to the basket every time he can, while also creating opportunities for himself to score through his jump shot and facilitate. That's been the major key of not just the resurgence of Zach, but that's combined with Patrick Beverley just saying, yo, let's roll, bringing the guys along and boosting the energy of this team to a point where they're not playing just offensively, but for each other defensively.
I can agree with you wholeheartedly on a Zach and what he's been doing lately. I like the fact that he's been more aggressive. There's a new aura about him. And when DeMar was out with the quad strain the previous game, he went to work. We saw the aggressive Zach, and I think, and even yesterday, we still saw the aggressive Zach. And because with DeMar back, maybe he felt okay, maybe DeMar might not be 100%, but man, DeMar's going back home. DeMar's going to want to play. He's from, was he Ingo or Compton? That where he's from?
Compton.
So,
yep.
So he definitely wasn't going to miss that game, especially the back-to-back. So, but Zach didn't defer to DeMar, which I liked. Remember, how many times have I said that Zach's not a guy to build around, right? For multitude of reasons. But I also said the way he's been playing recently, if he continues on that trajectory, he can be a guy. But he's still got a way to go. But I like what he's doing. Talk to me about Zach's maturity and what you think the issue was. Why do you think it all of a sudden it just clicked for Zach? Because the last 8-10 games, man, that dude is doing the things you said, not settling for jump shots, which he's good at, but he's going to the hole, going strong, literally like a max player.
I think it's just a maturation process of growth for him, learning what it means to be a max level player. I think early on he was trying to cater to everybody, show that he could be a facilitator, how he can create for other people, etc. Especially since you don't have a point guard that's a facilitating point guard on your team outside of Lonzo Ball. He had to carry on much more of that responsibility. Patrick Beverley isn't necessarily a facilitator, but he's someone that can hold down the fort from that point guard position. So because now you have that force in your backcourt with you, it just frees up more space for you to do what you want to do. And on top of all of that, starting off the season, Zach wasn't fully healthy. And now that he is fully healthy, you could tell that he got his legs under him. His explosiveness is back. Game is a little bit more smoother. It just took a long time for him to catch up. And I also think, too, that's an underrated point. He was still trying to figure out his way in this new offense. This offense is completely different from last year. And it seems like this offense that he's in now was making him more of a second, third option. And that's something his game set doesn't necessarily fit with this current roster right now. You can't rely on DeMar DeRozan to be your number one. That was just the reality. And the Bulls have done that for so long. These last few games, it just seemed like Zach said, screw this. I'm the number one guy, and I'm going to take over this thing. DeMar, you'll have your late game situations, etc. But for this game to move on in the beginning all the way to the end, I'm taking over. And since he's taking that responsibility, that made the Bulls better on so many levels. And that's how it should have been all season long. Stop playing through DeMar DeRozan in the beginning when you should be playing through Zach. And you can use DeMar as a third option and as someone who, if you need him in the clutch, he's clutch to do it. But Zach is your main focus, should be on offense outside of Vucevic. And once the Bulls figure that out, Zach's been rolling, team's been rolling, and it just amazes me how it took literally Patrick Beverley to come in post All-Star break and for their backs to be against the wall to figure this out.
Guys, we're joined by my guy Josh Hicks. He covers the Bulls for the Bigs. We're talking Bulls basketball right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. I think that formula is a really good formula where Zach can go crazy. Okay, Zach, and it's not taking anything away from DeMar. I think because DeMar is still going to get his. All right. And say sometimes he'll lead with 49 and Zach will have 39. It's okay. Mm-hmm. But the more aggressive Zach is during the game and the more you allow DeMar to close, like I'm okay with that formula. I think now, at least, especially this season, I'm okay, especially if we know Zach's not that dude to close. Okay, then I know contract aside, okay, you're not a closer. So, my thing is this. Don't ask people to do what they're not good at. That's what a good coach does.
Yep.
Right. So, Zach, you can't close and you're having issues. You're fumbling the ball, turnovers, poor shot selection, blah, 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 blah. Well, then let's not ask you to do that. Let's ask you to keep us in the game throughout for the first 42, 43 minutes. Okay. And then down the stretch, that's when DeMar can kind of go crazy. And then DeMar can take over. And I'm okay with that. If that's the way it plays out the rest of the year and into next year, if they don't deal DeMar, I'm okay with that because now you got a Zach LaVine who doesn't have that pressure. Man, I got to close. I got to hit the game-winning shot. I got to make this if, it comes down to it. He can play freer. And recently he's been playing a lot freer. And man, this dude is looking like the stud that I know he can be, which is why I've been so tough on him. Talk to me about one other guy with the other big three, and that's Vooch. All right, Vooch has been playing really well. Obviously, it's a contract year for him. No extension reached by the Bulls. How do you still see it playing out? If the Bulls make the playoffs and they, make a little bit of noise, I don't think they'll get out of the first round if they, get there in a play-in. How far do you playoff run would help Vooch re-sign with the Bulls? Because he can just walk and the Bulls get nothing. He can sign anywhere. But how do you think a playoff run would affect Vooch's negotiation to stay with the Bulls?
I think it will help a lot, especially since there is so much uncertainty throughout the season of whether they're going to get a deal done. But I think at the end of the day, what's going to keep Vooch here is this blueprint that you have right here, right now. Your team is winning. Zach and DeMar can play at the high elite level that they can be at the same time. With you figuring that out, and I think Vooch finally found his place on this team. We talk about production and how he can impact the game on both ends of the floor. Once you figure all that out, you can go to him in the offseason and say, hey, this is what, even though we barely made it to the playoffs, may not get past the first round, this is something that we have that could take things to the next level. And we think this can fit for you, considering, you're in a situation where even though he can go anywhere, where can he go from a contender perspective that'll take him to the next level past the first round, second round of the playoffs, and he can still dominate? It's not many options out there because the big man department is so thin anyways. So I think the Bulls are the best spot for him right now. He knows that. The team knows that. But they're showing him that if you work with us, you can see the talent is there. And when you talk to Vooch, he loves the city. He loves Chicago, loves his teammates, and he loves the fact that he has someone he can relate with in DeMar DeRozan being here. That's one of the big reasons why DeMar even came. So having all that put together, I would expect Vooch to come back. I would think the Bulls they'll probably win a playing game, but at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to get past the first round. And I also think that, with Vooch figuring out where he's at now, he'll be back. I think he'll be back because he knows He's not going to get anything better anywhere else at this present moment, unless there's a situation that the Bulls have to pull the trigger on. But at this present moment, I can't think of a better situation for Vooch to go to that's better from a talent perspective and from a conference perspective that fits better for him than where he is right now.
All right, I got a question that's a very pivotal question about the future of this franchise. DeMar's up for an extension. Okay. How far are the Bulls away from really being a contender? Are they Alonzo Ball away, point guard away, or another point guard similar to Lonzo Ball away? Because if that's the case, do you re-sign or do you extend? Because DeMar has one more year left on his deal. Do you give DeMar an extension because he is the closer? Zach hasn't shown he's able to close yet. So do you resign? Do you give him that extension if you get another point guard? Because if you think you're just a Alonzo Ball type point guard away from really making some noise in the Eastern Conference, I think it would make sense. But what do you think? Do you think they give DeMar DeRozan an extension and sign Vooch? Because that'd be running it back a second year.
I think they re-sign Vooch and play DeMar's final year out. And the reason why I think they're going to do that is because let's just say they run this back for another season. And they make changes, but for some reason the changes don't work. You're not obligated to DeMar's contract long-term, and it's an easier trade asset. And if DeMar DeRozan is playing well, that trade asset could actually be huge when you're talking about returning picks or a player for someone that's still producing at a high level, especially for a contending team. So I think what they will do is resign Vooch, because if they let Vooch walk, you're not going to get any better top center in the league. Vooch is the top 5 center in the league, hands down. So if you're not going to get top 5 back for him, you're screwed either way. So I think the Bulls are going to resign Vooch.
Okay.
But since DeMar DeRozan has a team-friendly deal and he has 1 year left, especially need to remind you, Alex Caruso has 1 more year left on his deal too. You know, there's other players that they brought in that are currently in the final years of their contract as of next year. So DeMar's not the only wild card here, but I do think that they're not going to re-sign him. They're going to let it play out for 1 more year and just see how the first half goes. And then based on how he feels, based on where the Bulls is moving forward, I do think, by trade deadline, we'll see if he stays a Chicago Bull or not. But I don't expect him to sign a long-term extension, especially since you're already pushing salary cap space and that luxury tax because you signed Zach LaVine long-term, and you're going to try to sign Vucevic long-term as well.
Wow. Okay. What about Drummond? I love me some Drummond, dude. He's just because he plays that old school type game. Like you ain't got to drop shit from me, dude. Don't worry about running the offense through me. Don't worry about giving me my shots. I'll get it. I got it. Okay. I'm gonna crash the board like a grown ass man. Knock little mugs out the way. All right. And now the guys are 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot guys. They're like 200 pounds at 6'10". I'm 260, 270. All right, I'm gonna knock their ass out the way, put back, boom. I love it. He's got another year. It's a player option next year. Okay, so he's got an option for the 23-24 season. Does he come back due to in my opinion, the janky way, but we'll just say the way that Billy Donovan's playing him, he doesn't get a lot of time. And every time he goes in, if he doesn't get a double-double, he's damn near close to a double-double in his 15 minutes a game.
Yeah, I think he chooses to opt out. He's going to probably look for a situation that might be better for him when you talk about playing time and opportunities. I will say though that sometimes you never know what you have until she's gone. And Billy Donovan, realized throughout the 3/4 of the season that if you don't have Andre Drummond in the game, you're not going to have a best chance of winning. Especially when you're being killed offensively in your small ball lineups and you're already a rough rebounding team as is. So I do think that Billy Donovan has realized in the more recent part of this season, the importance of Andre Drummond, which is why he's been getting more playing time than usual. But it doesn't equate to what the playing time, in my opinion, he should be really deserving to play in. And that's something that I think that obviously I know he knows. And that's going to play a role into whether he chooses to opt in or opt out. But I would not be surprised if he opt out because of the fact that he knows, even though he's a backup, he's still 28, 29 years old, with the athleticism that he has. They can still give you a double-double off the bench in less than 15 minutes. That's hard to find in this league. And because he knows he's a rarity, he would not have any problems, testing the market, considering he's been testing the market pretty much after he signed his max deal with Detroit that landed him in Cleveland.
I'm a big fan of his, and I've been a big proponent of his on the show. I really wish Billy would give him more tick. I like the fact that he's getting more tick now. He's a guy. So where do we go? All right, Emilio, one of your boys, Emilio Bucks. And this was going to be my question. I mean, obviously great minds think alike because Emilio was thinking along the same lines as I do. What about a 3-point shooter? We can't just rely on Kobe. And although Kobe's been shooting and stroking it really well the last couple of games, can we expect it to be through the rest of the season and into the play-in and playoffs? And moving forward, what do they do? How do they address? Do they have to go and they draft someone, or you sign someone? Because you need a legitimate. Because Kobe hasn't reached that point yet. We need a legitimate 3-point shooter where like, oh damn, that's his job. Like you got one job. It's to knock it down from beyond the arc. Kobe's not at that point yet where people feel that. He's doing well. Don't get me wrong. I like the way he's shooting. I like it. He's coming up big. The last few games have been really nice. But we need that dude or a couple dudes who you're like, God damn, dude, we left him open for a half a second and splash. How do we address that? Do we just go sign someone or do we draft someone for that?
You can do both. I think there's enough shooters in the league as well as this upcoming draft that you can draft, and the Bulls have shown that they can draft pretty decently when you give them quality. When it comes to drafting, you drafted P. Will and Io, and those are two picks that if you put them on any other team, they may not flourish in the way that they're flourishing here. They're learning to flourish here in Chicago. So I think they'll be okay from a drafting perspective. You can get a shooter in the draft, but you got to get someone that's in the market too. You got to get someone that's available that is capable of being on that type of stage and knocking down shots when necessary from the 3-point line. And that's going to be kind of hard to find because it's a shooters league and everyone needs shooters. So everybody's going to go after the best shooters possible. But with the fact that you have Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, and DeMar DeRozan, whether we like it or not, that's attractive to some people in this league. And players have talked about it. So that could be a piece or component as to what can lure them to Chicago. And that's what the Bulls are really going to have to do. They're going to have to do some retooling this offseason to get the shooting and the right type of people to fit in an offense that centers around Zach LaVine as well as DeMar DeRozan, which is something the Bulls have struggled to do this season. So you're going to have to do both. And you might even have to trade. You don't know. You have to see what's out there. You got to be aggressive because you can't be bottom half shooting in the league, 3-pointers in the league, and expect to win a lot of games in this league.
I agree. Cornelia said P. Will's shooting over 40% from 3. Yeah, but he takes like 5 threes in a week. You got to shoot, Papa. You got to shoot. You know what I mean? Like 5 threes in a week ain't going to get it done. All right. That means that you're just making 2 out of 5. Like, come on, baby. What can be done? What are we going to do? All right. Because we got to remember that Lonzo Ball just had his 3rd surgery. Okay. Fine. He had a surgery. Some say he should be out. Or they expect him out the whole season, all of 23-24. Other people, not so long. Where do the Bulls go and get? Do they address this? Because they didn't address it last year. They didn't address it last year. He missed the end of the season last year. After leading us to the top record, the best record in the East, he was out. Do they address this? Who can they go get? Or who do you think they may go get? They get a veteran because you have a veteran team, or you go get a youngster who, these youngsters like to push it up the court. Man, when we were young, like get up and hell, you're still young. Get up and go. Let's get out and run. Let's get out and run. Bump these old guys. Let's go. What kind of point guard do they get? And like I was asking for 3-point, do they trade or sign one in the offseason, or do they draft one, or both?
I think you have to figure out what you're going to do with Io. Io isn't guaranteed to come back next year. Kobe White's not guaranteed to come back next year. So you need to figure out what you're going to do with the young guys you already got. If you were to resign those guys, that would be great. That means it leads you in the direction you need to go to get a veteran point guard. You got to fill this void because you can't have relapse. You can't have lapses of a roller coaster season that you had this past year. You need someone that is consistent in handling the ball and running an offense. That's the bottom line. So if I were the Bulls, knowing that ever since you got Patrick Beverley, you have been over 500 and you have put yourself in the best position on both ends of the floor to win games, why not keep the Chicago kid home? Why not looking to keep him here? Is he your point guard of the future? No, but he's your point guard right now, and you don't have time to waste. If you don't have time to waste when you have DeMar DeRozan and Vucevic on your team as top 3 players, you don't have time to waste. Zach's young, but DeMar's not getting any younger. Vuce isn't getting any younger. You're in a win now situation. So if you're going to stay in that situation, you need to bring in players that can help you win now. Patrick Beverley is someone that can help you win right now, and has shown that with this tenure here so far with the Bulls. You might as well just keep the kid home, and if you can do that, that could help in easing the process of bringing Alonzo Ball back. And let's just say you do bring back Alonzo Ball in enough time. Patrick Beverley is a great backup point guard. And if you don't, guess what? That's more time for Io and Kobe to learn under someone they have a lot of respect for and chemistry with because of his tenure so far this season. You can continue to build that continuity. So you might as well keep the kid home.
Wow. Okay, because that was going to be my next question, but you answered it. Damn. All right. Any more playing time for Derrick Jones? Derrick Jones Jr. is he gonna find the weight? Still live in the weight room? Because I think he was in the weight room a little bit this offseason. He looks a little more filled out. Okay, I mean he's tall and long, so it's going to be tough. But how do you like his play to this point, and can he get better next year?
He's got to improve his jump shot. He has to improve his jump shot, and on top of that, let's put it this way: I'm a skinny dude. I was a skinny dude in college. I would hoop. I weightlifted with everybody else. I was in the weight room. I put on some muscle, but guess what? I was still a skinny dude. So I was still getting my butt knocked around all over the place. That's going to be Derrick Jones because of his body frame. That's just how he is. And the fact that they're playing him as a power forward because he can't shoot the ball. If he can develop a jump shot, that can at least move his position maybe to a 3, and you can at least use him betterly in a small ball lineup situation instead of trusting him to be your 5. It's the situation he's in. So if you evaluate that, you have to wonder if he's even coming back, because the small ball lineup has not been to its full effect in the way that Billy Donovan plays it throughout the season. And Derrick Jones Jr., as great as he's been, especially defensively, when you talk about the versatility component of things, it doesn't match the offensive output that you need for a team like the Bulls to continue to thrive. That's been one of their Achilles heel all season long. So, yeah, he can get in the weight room, still getting knocked around, but he can still get in the weight room. And you just got to figure out what his position is really going to be next year. Like, what do you have specifically for him from a role to play? Because if you don't have that, you already could tell within the past 2 years, it's inconsistency with where you currently have him. If you can't benefit off of that and he doesn't improve on his offensive game, you have to question what's his point of really being here.
Well, he needs to talk to whoever Giannis talked to and worked with, because the Greek Freak, he was skinny like that when he first came in the league. Now that dude, he's not. I don't call a Greek Freak big by any stretch, but that dude is put together.
Yeah.
You could tell he's lived in a weight room, so he needs something, bro. He needs some protein shakes, some mass builders, something, because he is. I'm scared when the wind blows in Chicago, man. Throw that joker over. He can't be that tall and that skinny. Is he even 200 pounds? Like 6'10", 200 pounds? Like, come on, bro. That's crazy. Hey, great stuff, Josh. I appreciate it, man. Do me a favor, though, before you go, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Josh M. Hicks Media, and the Bigs at itsthebigs.us.
Dude, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it, man. We'll be in touch soon, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All righty. Guys, that's Josh Hicks who covers the Bulls for the Bigs Media. Talking Bulls with us, baby. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Bring Pat Beverly back? Woo, Charlie. Okay. Got to address the three-point shooting. You got to address, and I forgot to ask him about a rim protector, too. Son of a biscuit. Man. Wow. But listen, let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we'll have more sports conversations, so don't go anywhere, folks. You know what? We're going to talk a little NCAA hoops. We'll talk a little men's and women's. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created JQuinnReports.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My future stories will introduce you to people and businesses who are changing the world, not just Chicago. My missing person stories will spotlight those who you don't hear about in the mainstream media who are often overlooked. If you want to hear my personal views on things around the world, check out my blog site, which is based off of factual information on my life experiences. There's also past episodes of my weekly sports podcast show, What's Up Cuz, that I host with my real-life cousin, Lance Irvin. So if you're looking for all this information and more, check out jcoinreports.com and follow me on Twitter at jcoin.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
There are a few who move toward the sounds of chaos, ready to respond at a moment's notice. And when the time comes, they are the first to move toward the sounds of tyranny, injustice, and despair. They are forged in the crucible of training. They are the few, the proud, the Marines.
What we're going to see tomorrow night from Ohio State. But Louisville, a terrific defensive team as Clark finally shakes. Here's Van Lith, has it stolen by Clark. Clark trying to outrace Cochran, able to beat the pie at home. And a Stolke, impressive freshman. Big, getting ready to check in for Iowa. Clark, great feed. Warnock, she got it. Van Lith, can't answer. Rebound Marshall. 13-10, Louisville lead. Oh, what a find. Clark to Warnock.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of ESPN. It was the 4-letter network. I appreciate it. That was the Elite Eight. That was the Elite Eight, and Iowa's Caitlin Clark. Wow. The second highest point total ever in Division I basketball with a triple-double. 41 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. Whoo, Charlie. That's what I'm talking about. Final Four is here, baby. March Madness is in full effect. As we mentioned earlier in the top of the morning, the women's Final Four will be decided tonight. All right. Iowa and LSU have punched their ticket to Dallas. That's where the Final Four is for the women. It's in Dallas. And 2 games tonight, South Carolina versus Maryland, and Virginia Tech versus Ohio State. Those 2 games are going to be out tonight. And listen, there's a reason March Madness, there's a reason that CBS pays $1 billion a year. This is for the men. They don't pay that for the women's. But this year, the women's has been pretty good. The storylines, you got Kim Mulkey over at LSU, her second year there, taking the team to the Final Four. You have our girl Dawn Staley from South Carolina, who won the title last year, comes back this year for an encore. She goes undefeated through the regular season. She's fighting for a berth in the Final Four tonight. Okay. You have Caitlin Clark with a triple-double. Unbelievable. Okay. I'm excited at the way that this women's Final Four has taken shape. Unbelievably excited. Okay. Iowa's going to take on the winner of South Carolina and Maryland. And LSU is going to take on the winner of Virginia Tech, Ohio State. When you watch sports is a way for us to get away from reality. Okay. This is a way to take us away from reality. The storylines, the excitement, the drama, the upsets. If you remember ABC, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. The Wild World of Sports, you remember that? If you're a certain age, you will remember that. And the agony of defeat had a ski jumper who would slip, who would fall in and fall. It's just, his skis are flying all over the place. But that's the thing about it. That's the thing about it. And this transfer portal is getting this playing field level fast. Fast. And I love it. And I love it. It's college free agency is what it is. People are going where their NIL deals. And you know what? Here's why I think of it. And people say, well, they're getting a free education. Okay. I say more so for the women and men, because most women are leaving the school to go to the WNBA. They're not leaving school to go to Europe. All right. So most women are playing 4 years in college. You're not getting the crazy money to go to the WNBA. Why do you think women go overseas? If they would go overseas before they went to the WNBA. The money's just better. When it comes down to dollars and cents, hey, sorry, Papa. And let me tell you, from someone who's lived overseas, the expenses that they take care of, and the amount of money you get is a hell of a lot more than you make, it seems. Because check this out, they'll pay for your room. They'll pay for your apartment overseas, so you don't have any mortgage, rent. You don't have that. Okay. They'll usually pay for a car for you. They'll get you a car, usually. Okay? So you don't have to worry about that. You probably have to gas. That's two huge things that you don't have to worry about. So that money, what you can do with I don't know what players do, because I can't speak for them. I know what I did with the money I made when I played overseas. I sent most of it home. I just asked for a couple thousand a month. Because they paid for my car, they paid for my apartment. All I had to do was pay for my phone bill and my food, whatever I wanted to eat, and gas for the car. That was it. I was usually working out, catching. There was one theater that had English movies, so I'd go every Thursday. So I'd go check out the new movies there. Otherwise, it'd be a practice to lift the weights. I mean, that's it. I had most of my money sent home. I didn't need to be spending money out there. And then once I couldn't buy a drink or a meal there after, it was insane. I'm not saying they have that same scenario or same option. But yeah, I couldn't. They were like, "Oh, you're the Americani, no paghi, no paghi." I was like, "No, I have to pay." Like, "No, no paghi, no paghi, Americani." Like, what? So even if I went out, I didn't even have to pay. So you're getting teams now. So it would benefit. I could see a young lady saying, "I'd rather go overseas to play," but they'd rather stay for the one. You stay and play for your school. 2, you get a degree. Okay, you get a degree, you come out, you can maneuver any way you want after that with a degree. No, I wasn't in Bergamo. We did play Bergamo, Berlissimo. And welcome, Berlissimo. Good to see you back, Papa. You were away for a little bit, man. We missed you. Good to have you back. My man Emilio Bucks checked in. Vaughn checked in. That's what I'm talking about. More of the usual suspects. Luis Mejia was here. Mr. Shorty's in the house. All my jokers, man. Hassem is in the house. I almost forgot to say hi to him. Mr. Soto, he's in the house. No, I played in San Lazzaro, right outside of Bologna. I played for the San Lazzaro Phoenix. So when you go, these girls are staying, they're making this level. And then so now you're getting people, look at South Carolina. You think people want to go to South Carolina? Hell yeah. You think people are going to want to go to LSU because of Kim Mulkey? Hell yeah. So maybe we're seeing a switch, a dynamic change in the power structure. Because remember, for a long time, it was Gino Ariamo at UConn and Pat Summitt at Tennessee. Those were the two powerhouses. Those were the two powerhouses in women's college basketball. Do you remember? Pat Summitt won how many national titles? Gino Ariamo won how many national titles? And how many times did they meet in the Final Four or in the championship game? Now you got Dawn Staley over at South Carolina. You got girls wanting to go there. You got Kim Mulkey at LSU. Girls are going to want to go there. This might be a change in the landscape. And again, the portal levels the playing field. Because if there's a girl who goes to South Carolina, doesn't get the time she wants, just doesn't vibe with Dawn Staley and wants to leave, she can go. Maybe she goes to LSU. Maybe she goes to Ohio State. Maybe she goes to UConn. Maybe she goes to USC. Maybe she can go anywhere. And that's what makes college basketball and college sports so fun, is that now you can even go to a 1AA or a smaller school. I'm talking football, 1AA. But for basketball, you can go wherever you want. Make sure you talk to friends of the program, get you NIL money. Man, you're good. Sporting goods store, grocery store, car dealership, bank, whatever they got over there, cleaning service, whatever. Give you a couple $1,000 a month. Just $25,000, and you're the spokesperson for this year for such and such. Look, the kid from Miami who wanted $400,000, that's crazy. That's more than most people make in a year. Okay, $25,000. Can you imagine I'm thinking of what the hell I would have done with $25,000. I would have bought a car. I would have bought a car. I would have paid for my car. I would have paid for the parking permit to be on campus. Dude, that would have been insane. Insane. But I digress. And now on the men's side, what about the men's side? Down in Houston, Final Four is in Houston. This Final Four is set. This Final Four is set. You got the U. Miami versus UConn. San Diego State versus Florida Atlantic. And let me tell you, Florida Atlantic, they are the Cinderella. They are the number 9 seed out of the Eastern region, or the East, the bracket, the East bracket. This is an incredible run. Incredible run. They're the 9 seed. They're taking out San Diego State, who was the 5th seed. And who'd have thunk San Diego State? Not me. Damn sure not me. As I said earlier, I think the Pac-12, I strongly advise them to go ask San Diego State if they'd like to be in the Pac-12. Strongly advise them. That's a nice replacement for losing USC and UCLA. All right, you're probably going to get more money per team in the Pac-12, probably because of the TV contract of the Pac-12. I'm sure they have. I think is San Diego State in the WAC or the. I'll see. But that's a team that I would suggest you pick up, Pac-12. Highly suggested. Like, I don't understand. Maybe it's just the fact that UCLA and USC were there, but man, San Diego State, how do you not get a lot of kids to go there? Like stud athletes to go there. Like you're living in San Diego. You come after, obviously you get the California kids, but you come after the Midwest kids, the Northeast kids, the Midwest kids who are dealing with snow. And look, come here, Southern California. Oh, they're in the Mountain West. Thank you. Mountain West. I don't see why they're not a bigger player in all of college sports. Basketball, man, come to Chicago. Come to Michigan. Come say, hey, come to California. You can ball out here. We're on TV. We're playing USC, UCLA. We're playing. This is why you get them in the Pac-12. Because now you know how easy it would be to recruit. Now you're playing Pac-12 teams. And truth be told, most of those Pac-12 teams might end up joining the Big Ten when they end up having those 2 super conferences. Like the Big Ten and the SEC will probably be the 2 big super conferences when it's all said and done. San Diego State, very impressed. Florida Atlantic, super impressed. I wouldn't even call them blue blood, but the only, UConn is probably the only name familiar with being this far, this deep in a tournament. Miami had a good run last year, if you recall. Charlie Moore was on What's Up Cuz with Jason and Lance. Remember, Lance coached him at Morgan Park. They lost in the Chicago Regional, I believe. The second game they lost, they lose after that. But anyway, UConn, they had Danielle Marshall, they had Donnie Marshall, Danielle Marshall. Who was the little short point guard that the Bulls drafted? I can't think of it. But UConn has been a pretty good men's basketball team. Okay, you've had those. I remember when we were in college, they had the shoes that they wore. I actually had a pair of those. I don't know. I didn't get them because of UConn. I got them, and then UConn ended up wearing those for most of the season. It was like, I don't know if it was 91 or 90, 91, 92 or 92, 93 season. But yeah, they were dope. UConn was, they've been there. But this is going to be fun. I said I love the upsets. I love the fact that no team's higher than a 4. Saturday night's going to be fun. This weekend is going to be fun. Saturday night is going to be awesome. Okay. If you love college sports, you like college basketball, go to your local watering hole, invite people over, whatever you want to do. All right. Because these games are going to be fun. All right. So Friday night, this whole weekend. So Friday night, you got the Final Four in the women's. All right, at American Airlines Arena in Dallas. Saturday, you have the men's. Sunday, you have the women's championship game. Monday, you have the men's championship game. So you like college basketball? This is your weekend. This is your weekend for college basketball. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know, one shining moment. You know how they have that on Channel 2 after the championship game? And hats off to the editing crew. How fast they get some of the games from the championship, some clips from the championship game that you just watched in the one shining moment. Dude, that is awesome. Every year I wait for that one shining moment video at the end of the game, and it's awesome. Just top plays from the men's tournament. Man, it is, and it just you forget sometimes. Because you'll get a team that upsets someone in the first round, but then loses in the second round. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I kind of forgot about that. You know, like, who was it? Furman upset Virginia in the opening round. Furman's a 13 beats a 4 seed. Forgot about that. All right, Farley Dickinson. Don't forget about them. They just lost to Florida Atlantic. Farley Dickinson beat Purdue in the first round. So they're going to have highlights from that. All right, Kansas loses in the second round to Arkansas. So you look at all these, you know, Penn State loses Penn State beats or loses to number 2. No, who's the number 2 seed that lost? There's a number 2 seed that lost as well. Marquette lost to Michigan State in the second round. So they're going to have all those, or at least one play or two from those games, and remind you how awesome the tournament is and how great a tournament it was this year. So I'm looking forward to this weekend with the Final Four. Like I said, the women is in Houston, is in Dallas, and the men are in Houston. Houston, we have a problem. The Energy Stadium. So this is the Texas two-step, huh? Okay. Texas two-step. Can you imagine $1 billion a year the NCAA gets from CBS to broadcast for the rights to broadcast this tournament? $1 billion. I think it started at 800 million the first year, and then last year or 2 years ago was the first year was at $1 billion. So it's $1 billion plus every year now. $1 billion, and you want to get mad at people. You want to get mad at the students for getting 25, 30, 60, 80, 100,000, 400,000. You want to get mad at them, but the NCAA gets $1 billion for 3 weekends. For 3 weekends, the NCAA gets $1 billion. Come on, man. Come on. It's not like when we were playing, dude. Trust me, it's not like when we were playing. Because, man, I would have been searching for NIL deals like a son of a gun. Shrewsbury or wherever down 290. Because 290 is actually in the Mass Pike, same as I-290, like here, like the Ike. But 290 in Massachusetts, I think there was Shrewsbury, it's the town next over, Auburn. They had a mall. We used to love to go to the mall. Man, I would go to the store. Man. Bellissimo, he's like, he's saying it, Bellissimo, for later show, who who are the guys you're pounding the table for the Bears first, second round, the 2 second-round picks, and mid-round and a late round. We're going to talk Bears at the last segment, so 11:30. All right, the reason we're pushing Bears back because we got baseball starting this week, 3 days. All right, so we're talking a little more. We're going to talk baseball at the top of the hour, but we'll talk. Definitely going to talk Bears at 11:30, and you'll get to hear who I'm pushing for. I'm still seeing more drafts that some I'm liking, mock drafts, some I'm liking, some I'm not liking. I'm confused at the center position, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that at 11:30. So let's make sure. But listen, what we're going to do right here is we're going to take a break. All right. On the other side of the break, we're going to come back. We got some baseball talk. Baseball starts on Thursday, baby. I'm fired up. If you're a Cub fan, the home opener is Thursday, so head down to Wrigleyville. All right, my guy has a bar down there. He has the output Wrigleyville, so make sure you head down there for Thursday's game. I might even head down there, bump it, just to go watch it from his bar, just to hang out with a whole bunch of people. And then Monday is the home opener for the Sox. The season opener, opening days, Thursday for the Sox as well, but they're in Houston. We got to go watch those cheaters accept their World Series rings and the trophy and the presentation and the banner and all that other good stuff. But on Monday, so we're not going to do a show on Monday because I'll be at the game. So it's going to be baseball's exciting, man. It's a long season, a lot of optimism. So we're going to talk a little baseball next. All right. So listen, don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport. Yeah. It's a romance sport like that.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner. Go.
Excellent. Soccer. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of you, of your families, or your children. Asking you to deploy, patrol, stay on watch, on point. Asking you to put yourself in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to bring you all the way home, to keep you secure, to have your back for the rest of your life. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs do whatever it takes to help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Find out how you can help at findwwp.org.
Hey, this is Dr. J, and I listen to Shawn and Maya in the morning.
Where you're at right now, last question, how would you sum up your offseason? What you have been able to accomplish considering where this team is at, where you see it's headed, and the players that you have brought in to make this thing something special?
I think that we're all very pleased about where we're at today, in part because of the players we added this offseason, but also in part because of the growth over the last few years. What we saw in terms of Tim Anderson's advancement and Moncada's and Giolito's, not to mention the fact that you're going to have a full season of Eloy up here and Luis Robert in all probability up here. And
welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the White Sox Talk podcast from NBC Sports Chicago. That was Rick Hahn just talking about the additions, the offseason, and a healthy team. All right, a healthy team. That's huge. All right, this spring training is a big year for the White Sox. Big year. All right, you just saw Yoan Moncada get named to the All-Tournament team in the World Baseball Classic. Tim Anderson was doing Tim Anderson things for the U.S. in the World Baseball Classic. You saw Lance Lynn, all right, be one of the better pitchers for the U.S. in the World Baseball Classic. All right, there's a lot of hope riding on this season for the White Sox. There's a lot of pressure on those guys from the White Sox to perform this season. You know, one of the things that I'm liking what I'm hearing out of Arizona about Pedro Grifol. Okay, he's doing things his way. Okay, but he's also an old school type of guy. All right, you've heard me talk about it here. They're getting back to the fundamentals. They're getting back to the basics. They're getting back to running to first base, not missing the cutoff man, first to third, second to home, taking the extra base. They're getting back to that routine ground balls. Those routine ground balls that you fumble turn into runs, especially late in the game. It always seems to happen that way. And he's really got back to the fundamentals of this game. And that's why this year I was a little upset that the World Baseball Classic happened. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it completely. Okay? But I wanted those guys here getting accustomed, building chemistry with our team, with their teammates. Okay? You know, I want everyone getting familiar and being cool with Andrew Benintendi. Okay, with Mike Clevenger, regardless of how you feel about him, he's on this White Sox team. All right, I wanted that camaraderie strengthened. But I can't detract from the fact that you got real live games, real live bullets were flying, game time situations, intense game time situations, not even beginning of Major League Baseball season. Because, you know, the Major League Baseball season for game opening day is crazy, but then game 2, 3, 4, and for the first month, kind of like, oh, okay. But the intensity for the World Baseball Classic was on 10. So you talk about their ability, they're getting thrown to the fire as far as playing, boom, it was there. Now, can they maintain that level, that high level that they played at? I don't know. But I'm hoping that they come out as hot as they ended. Tim Anderson, I want him to continue being Tim Anderson. I want Lance Lynn to come out and with that same intensity. Yoan Moncada, I really want to come out because I really want these guys to get out of the gates fast. You know, you can't win a division in the first month, but you can damn sure lose it. And the White Sox, you know, they've had the situation, well, they It's cold here, blah, 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 blah. Well, that won't be the issue here this year. First, you're starting off in Houston. You got to go down to those jokers. All right. You know, I just don't have any respect for them. All right. But Monday's going to be 55 degrees. A little cool, but man, not the 35, 40 degree weather we started so often. So you're coming back home to 55-degree weather. Still a little nice long sleeve compression shirt and Nike Cold Gear. You're good. A Thermofit. There you go. Cold Gear is Under Armour. Get a nice Thermofit underneath your jersey and you're good. They come out of the blocks fast. I'll be very, very happy and excited for the season as it unwinds. If they don't, because I told you before, I'm not giving them a lot of my money. I am not giving them a lot of my money. I'm going to opening day. That's it. And then I'm going to see how that first month, how April turns out. Okay. I love what Pedro Grifol is doing. Listen, just because, I wasn't excited at the hire either. Okay. You know who I wanted? I made no bones about it. I wanted Ozzie back. I wanted Ozzie. Ozzie's the guy, and he'll tell you, nobody knows his team better than him. And he's right. He's right. He pre and post game, Ozzie and Chuck. He breaks his team down every single day. Nobody knows his team better than him. And for them to interview him, you know what he's about. You know, like, why did you interview him if you weren't going to give him the job? I still think that was a little shady. I don't know if anything has to do with the way Ozzie left. And they just want to kind of stick it to him and get his hopes up. I don't know. Rick Hahn doesn't seem to be that type of petty, but trust me, at this stage of my life, I don't put that past anyone. I don't put anything past anyone. So they hired Pedro Grifol. Well, guess what? I just said that nobody knows his team as well as Ozzie, right? Right. There's someone else who knows his team very, very, very well, and that's Pedro Grifol, because he was in the division. 19 times they would face us before. Remember that changes this year. But 19 times they faced us a year. This guy had a pretty good beat on this White Sox team. When you have to study a team, when you play a team, you have to scout a team, and you have to put a scouting report together. You play them almost 20 times a year. You have a good idea of what a team is about. So the fact that he's from the division, the fact that he prepared against us, he's got a good idea of this team as well. Maybe not as good as Ozzie, because Ozzie is the only team Ozzie covered. But he's got a good grasp of this team. And he saw that this team was lazy. He saw that this team rested on its laurels or their athleticism. They didn't play fundamentally sound. They game planned against this team not playing fundamentally sound. So when he got the job, he's like, okay, we're going to be fundamentally sound. So even though I wanted Ozzie, I still like what Pedro Grifol is doing. And who's to say, and listen, Ozzie set the blueprint. All right, Ozzie won a World Series here. So can Pedro Grifol I see your World Series and I match your World Series? We're going to find out. Ozzie laid the groundwork. He set the standard. And from what I see, Pedro Grifol is doing one heck of a job with getting these guys to buy into the fundamentals, buy into his way. Your pitching staff's another thing. Lucas Giolito looked good yesterday. 5 1/3, one earned run, 6 punch-outs. I'll take that from him. I don't know if he left after 5 1/3 just because he had a pitch count or what, but I would have liked it for him to have gone 6. But if they're on a pitch count right now and he hit that point, okay, understandable. I got no qualms with it. I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Giolito's the guy who's really gonna have to step up this year. We talked about his inconsistency after his one good year. Then the Sox traded his catcher, James McCann, and ever since then, he had the 1 year in the Cy Young conversation, and then after that, it was all downhill from there. Now you have another Cy Young finalist. Actually, he wasn't even a finalist. Giolito wasn't, but this guy is, and that's Dylan Cease. He's starting. He is going to be opening day pitcher, and rightfully so. And rightfully so. So his pitching staff, I'm looking forward to. They got to take a step forward together. Kopech, you got to stay healthy now. You got to stay healthy. Lynn, you got to stay healthy. We can't have these little bullshit injuries, soft tissue injuries. Like, okay, who is the trainer now? Remember, it was Stan Thomas, the guy whose son plays for. Who does he play for? Minnesota. Yeah. I mean, he's running around Sox Park all the time back as a kid when he was in high school here. This is going to be an important year because if they stay healthy, we get a chance to truly evaluate and decide, do we have to blow this up? Do we have to move pieces? This is, in my opinion, this is the year. It's shit or get off the pot. And by get off the pot, I mean blow this thing up. You're going to have to start moving people. No one's living up to their contracts, and you're going to have to start moving people. Because right now, these guys are still not living up to their contract. Even because at this point, they should be surpassed. They should be outplaying their contract is where they should be right now. The only guy who's close to doing that is Tim Anderson. Yo-Yo, Lubob, Eloy, nope. Nope. So that's the goal this year. Play your best baseball. Play your best fundamentally sound baseball. Attack. Be patient when you need to be patient. Be aggressive when you need to be aggressive. Be fundamentally sound in all aspects of your game. Because if you're fundamentally sound, that adds a few wins, 3 to 5 wins a season. It could add, and that's my own estimation, of course. I didn't use any PFF or Pro Baseball Focus or whoever does stats. But it'll add a few wins. And when it comes down to the end of the season, oftentimes those 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 wins or 5 losses, either way, make a difference. Make a difference. So we'll see. Dylan Cease, lead us. Dylan Cease, Lance Lynn, Michael Kopech, Michael Clevenger, and Lucas Giolito. Not in any particular order. It's going to be fun. The closer situation is going to work itself out. I pray for the health of Liam Hendricks. I'm going to proceed as if he's not coming back this year. You take care of yourself, Papa, to get healthy, get ready to go. You come back next year. All right, there's some things that are a lot more important than baseball and closing games, and that's life. So he's got a battle ahead of him, and my thoughts and prayers go to him and his family that he can get through this. Okay. On the north side, what about you guys? You guys got to be happy than a pig and slop. You got to be happier than a pig and slop. You guys are in a very, very good position. Cody Bellinger hit a home run yesterday. Lord have mercy. I watched that. I was like, oh, shit. His swing looks pretty. His swing looks pretty. If his swing stays that way and he's back, holy shit, Cub fans. You got a former National League MVP on your team with something to prove, with a swing that's back to where it was in his MVP form. Dansby Swanson, big free agent signing, shows a little pop as well. I've talked about the culture you're building up there that was established last year with Grandpa Ross. Okay, you will play all 27 outs. You respect 90. And you had young guys who bought into it. There was no stragglers, no rebels. Everybody bought in. Everybody bought into Grandpa Rossi. He's old school. You don't want to be here, and it was easy for him to say, you don't want to be here, you're out. You don't want to hustle, you're out. We'll find someone else who does. There's a lot of opportunity here for the Cubs, for you young players. If you don't want to do it my way, get the hell out. And guess what? They did it his way. They did it his way. They just didn't have talent. Now they got talent. They've added more talent. And then guys who were there last year, they matured. You expect them to take another step forward in their development. But now the culture that David Ross set is being fortified by World Series champions who are coming in the clubhouse. Gold Glovers who are coming in the clubhouse. MVP who's coming in the clubhouse. The Cubs are going to make some noise. The Cubs are going to make some noise. How much noise? We're going to find out. That pitching staff's going to have to take them. Taillon, okay? Drew Smiley, Wisniewski. You know, the professor, when he comes back. This Cubs team is going to give a lot of people on the north side a lot of fun memories this year. Happy memories. I anticipate the Cubs fighting for a wild card spot. They have the ability. They have the manager. They have the young talent. They have the veteran talent. They have the culture. They have the pitching. Now you just got to play them. Now you just got to play the games. I'm hoping that they don't have a better record than my White Sox. The White Sox are scheduled to win 80 games this year, one less than one last year. This is what they're scheduling them to win. Vegas has them. The Cubs have more wins than the Sox. Holy cow. I'm going to have to block all my Cub fan friends' number, probably go off of social media, or block them from my social media too. But I'll tell you what, baseball is going to be fun in Chicago this year. Whether you're a North Sider, whether you're a South Sider, it is going to be fun. Cub fans are anxious, excited about this season. Sox fans, we're cautiously, very cautiously optimistic. We're still scarred from the last two seasons in the Tony La Russa era, the second Tony La Russa era. Okay, we lost our closer for this year. We do gain back Garrett Crochet. Like I said, dude, let Garrett Crochet, give him a shot. I know we still have Kendall Graveman, Joe Kelly. But why not a lefty throwing 100 miles an hour? Remember, Cub fans, you won a World Series with a lefty throwing 100 miles an hour. So with Garrett Crochet coming back, And I know that's a lot to ask for a guy in his full first season in the majors because he got hurt. But bump it. Let's go, baby. You want to play? Let's play. You want to throw 100 miles an hour? You want to ramp it up? Let's do it. You're only pitching 1 inning. So you're good for 20, 25 pitches max, which is probably, and now you can go all out. Or do you say, hey, listen, we're going to give you some middle relief, give you an inning or so before we put the pressure on you to close. You know, it's all contingent on where he's at in his rehab from Tommy John surgery. Okay? Are they going to bring him along slowly and let other guys kind of battle it out and have a closer by committee? Which I honestly wouldn't care. That's fine. And then maybe toward a month or two or 2 or 3 months into the season, you start giving him some closing opportunities. Because remember, if you remember in 2005, Bobby Jenks wasn't our closer. It was Shingo. Takatsu? Remember, there was so politically incorrect. They had the gong every time he'd come in. You remember that? And he got hurt. And who was the other guy? Was it Dustin Hermanson? They got hurt. So that's when they went to Big Bobby Jenks. Bobby Jenks finished out the regular season strong, finished the playoffs strong, finished the World Series strong. So Garrett Crochet doesn't have to start off as our closer. Get him acclimated, get him back, get his arm, get him ready to pitch, get his arm used to pitching, used to throwing 100 miles an hour. And then in, April, June, July-ish, you may even go August-ish if you want, and middle of July. So, hey, let's start leaving him in there. Lefty with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball that moves. Maybe he could be the closer. There's a whole bunch of good stuff here. Cubs, Sox. It all starts Thursday. Cubs are home. Friendly confines of Sheffield and Addison. I'm sorry, Clark and Addison. On Thursday, Sox are home the Sox are in Houston on Thursday, and they'll be home on Monday, a week from today. Great season of baseball coming ahead. I'm looking forward to. So whether you're a Cub fan or Sox fan, you're looking forward to the season. I think I'm going to go buy me a new Sox hat. I think that's what I'm going to do. Go give me a new Sox hat like this Bulls hat. A new Era one. I'll get an official one. It'll be like $45 or something. But I need a nice. I got a rep, baby. I need a nice. Maybe I'll go to La Garra. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll go to the flea market this weekend. It'll be like $25 or $30 instead of $45. Hopefully they have my size. But I need a new Sox hat. A new fitted, authentic Sox hat. Like this is a fitted Bulls hat. But obviously they don't wear hats during the game. But I need a new Sox hat. I think I'm going to get one. But whatever team you're rooting for, good luck. Even you Cub fans, Steve Jr., good luck because it'll be fun. You still got my guy, Nicky Two Strikes over there playing third. So I'll be rooting for him, but from afar. This season, man, it's going to be. I think the White Sox can go deep into the playoffs this year. I think they can win the division this year. I think a good start to the season. And when I say good start, guys, I don't mean a 15-game winning streak to start the season. That would be great. Don't get me wrong. But give me the first 6 series that the White Sox have are all series wins. 2-1. 2 games and 1, 2 games and 1, 2 games and 1, 2 games and 1. Any 4-game series, just give me a split. 2 and 2. That's, for me, that's a good start because you know what? You'll be 4 and 2, 8 and 4, 10 and 5, 16 and 8, 20 and 10, 26 and 13, 30 and 26, 30 and 15. And all of a sudden you keep winning 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. If you average 2 out of 3, you win every series 2 out of 3, you're looking at over 100 wins. Over 100 wins. 4. It'd be 108 wins. Probably right about 108 wins. Now, so Lewis, I go to actually both. This Bulls hat I got from the one on Allsip. So I'm gonna go back there to get this hat. I go to the one on Ashland for my other stuff. But the one on Allsip, Luis, I got this Bulls hat. It was 25. I think I got it for 25. Yeah. But I do like to go to the one on Allsip. I mean on Allsip. I do like to go to the one on Ashland. Okay, more. But Allsip is closer to me as well. So I'm going to check that out. Try and get me a hat there. If I can't get one on Saturday, Saturday and Allsip, I'll go Sunday to Ashland. Good deals there. But listen, let's take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we're going to switch gears, man. Like I said, baseball season's coming. 3 days away, baby. It's it. And it's here. 2023 baseball season will be here. And we have what's today? 1 month from today. NFL draft, baby. That's what I'm talking. Some Bears talk coming up. So listen, everybody, call your mama, call your daddy, call your girlfriends, call your wives, call your mistress, call them all. We got Bears talk coming up next. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
Hi. I don't even know why I'm calling right now. I'm sorry. My thoughts are going a mile a minute.
My kids are out of state. My buddies from the Army are all gone now. I'm really alone.
I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago. I miss so much time with her. I keep getting calls about the bills, and I'm trying to get a job, but I feel so stuck.
Okay, ma'am. I'm glad you called.
Okay, sir. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators. A passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds. Help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Every day we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
The Earth is 70% water. And 30% land. But the entire sky belongs to us.
Against a four-man rush. He's flushed. He takes off. There's a flag down and Fields somehow. 3rd down and 9. Quick throw. Patterson gets blown up, and it was Kyler Gordon again. Flip it to him here on 3rd and short. Spins his way for a 1st down. They do so again. Mariota lets it fly. That is incomplete.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 6.
And you want to see some tempers flare. He's stumbling all the way in. You can see it's down low. It's not forcible, to your point.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of CBS. Those are the Bears, baby. Bears down in hot Atlanta. Whew, I'm excited, baby. I'm excited. I know my guy Bearlissimo checked in early. I'm not sure if he's still with us. Bears got the number 9 pick. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Woo-wee. I don't know, baby. There's a whole bunch. There's a lot of people saying, hey, trade back. Okay? Listen, the guy that I hope is there, if Jalen Carter's there, take him. I'm sorry. I think there's a culture there. We talked about culture on the Cubs, what they're doing. Talk about the culture that they've established last year with David Ross. I think the culture that the White Sox are setting this year with Pedro Grifol. I think the culture that the Bears set last year with Ryan Poles as their general manager, with Matt Eberflus as their head coach, okay, with Williams as their defensive coordinator. I think the culture they set is strong enough to keep him on the straight and narrow. If they can get Jalen Carter, I don't know if he's going to get past Detroit. That would be my only fear. But if not, I'm okay taking Tyree Wilson, the kid out of Texas Tech. More than that, more than okay with it. And if he's gone, which is a very good possibility, then I would say offensive tackle. If you don't trade back. If you trade back, okay. Let's look at it. The Bears have 3 picks. Okay. They have, was it 50? 53, 61, and 64. Okay. So within 11 picks, you got three selections. Perfect. I love it. I just want those up further. So maybe you take that 64, you couple it with another one, a 4th rounder, and jump in the middle of the 2nd round. It's possible. Or maybe you take that number 9 pick and trade back, because how Darnell Wright, the kid out of Tennessee, Paris Johnson, the kid out of Ohio State, Okay, can you get one of those guys? And then there's Harmon, the other tackle from Northwestern, not Skoronski. Other tackle from Ohio State. I can't think of his name right now. Harmon. Let's go. O-lineman, scouting combine. Here we go. You know, participants, dates, events. Come on. I'm okay with taking a first round offensive lineman. I'm more than okay with it. More than okay. But if you take an offensive lineman with that 9th pick, then you better, your 53, 61, and 64 better all be defense. As a matter of fact, trade up into the second round, a little higher up into the second round. Okay? Because, let me just double check. Because I know they got the pick, but I just want to make sure I have the correct numbering, the correct slots for. So here they go. Yeah, the 61st pick for Carolina. So we got 53, 61 from Carolina, and 64. I think 64 is the one for Roquan. No, that's the second one. Yeah, that's the one for the Roquan Smith thing, because we had to give up our second round pick. So I definitely would like for us to move up in this draft. Get up a little closer. I'm trying to find it. Get up a little closer, or get more active in the second round. I don't like the amount of spaces or picks that are there from 9 to 53. Here we go. Oh, I don't have the number. Here we go. Yeah. We have the 53, 60. Oh, this is after we got 60, 61 too, 61st pick. Yeah, we got to get up in there. We got 2 4th rounds. We got a 5th round, 2 5th rounds. Okay. So we're going to get a lot of value here. Okay, because this was in February. This is from we didn't have the trade yet. So 50, 51, 53, and 64. No, 50, I'm sorry, 53, 61, 64. That's, Can you take the 64 with 104? See, I don't know. I don't know if I want to. Can you get those guys? Can you get a good offensive tackle? But a good offensive tackle that fits your system. All right. You just turned down Orlando Brown because he didn't fit your system. Can you trade back and get a quality offensive tackle that you like, but that fits your system? Are they long? Are they athletic? Can they move? Are they from his outside zone running a zone blocking scheme? Are they from those types of that type of offense? Where stepping into this offense is a smooth transition. Because if you can, then hell, trade back from your second round. Man, from the 9th pick, maybe toward the end of the 1st into the 2nd. Whew. Or if someone has 2 second-round picks, maybe you trade those 2 second-round picks for that number 9. Because if you do that, if you trade those 2 second-round, you trade that number 9 pick for 2 second-round picks, and that'll give us 4 picks in the second round. Because we'll have 53 and 61. And if you get us 2 picks in the second round, we'd have 4 picks in that second round. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with gas. And have one maybe in the middle of the second round. Because the other two are at the end, 53 and 61. Or a second round pick this year and maybe a third rounder this year for that first pick. It all depends on how they value it. But who would I like? One of those tackles. Paris Johnson, if you can get him. Wright, if you can get him, the kid out of Tennessee. But then do you go defense? Or do you sign an offensive lineman? Like, where do you go and what are you going to get through the draft? You want the defense through the draft? Okay, then you got to go sign another offensive lineman. Or do you think Leatherwood's the guy that can get it done? I saw on tape last year on the run plays he can get it done. Pass plays, he wasn't as quick as he needed to be. So do you roll the dice with him? So you're the right tackle, Braxton Jones, you're our left tackle. Because I think we need to really focus on the defensive line. I mean, again, if you go offensive tackle with number 9, I'm cool with it. But that means the 51, 50, whatever, 51, 60, 53, 61, and 64 better be defensive tackles, edge rushers. Better be. You know, and if you trade one of those second round picks to jump up higher in the second round, okay, then go offensive line. Okay. But right now, for me, the areas that need to be addressed are the O and D lines. I'll be more than happy with, man, you give me a stud on the offensive line, a stud on the defensive line, and then you get depth for the defensive line later in the draft. Like, where's Tuli going? I am very big on Tuli. Tui Tualopu. Pardon my French. I probably screwed his name up. Have him as a depth piece and part of the rotation. The more we can get young guys part of this rotation, part of that D-line rotation, the better this D-line will be, and sooner. And the better that D-line is going to be, think of how much better our defense, our secondary is going to be. Our secondary was the strength of this team, and they had no pass rush last year. That equates to short fields. That equates to turnovers, sudden change. That equates to Justin Fields going ham. That equates to Justin Fields throwing 30, 35 touchdown passes. That equates to Justin Fields becoming the face of the NFL. That equates to this Bears team winning a lot of games. And one thing that I hope I see a lot more of, I hope I see a lot more of the peanut punch. You know, Berlissimo talked about John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. I'd love to get him. But we don't know what we have in Lucas, the kid from Illinois. He was hurt. All right. We don't know what he have here. What about Lucas Patrick? Not Lucas. Who was the kid from Illinois? I'll look up Bears draft picks 2022. Here we go. Kramer. Doug Kramer. There you go. That's who it was. Yeah, we don't know what Kramer was hurt, so we don't know. But if you think John Michael Schmitz is better, okay. Or you can draft John Michael Schmitz later, have him and Kramer fight it out, him, Kramer, and Whitehair fight it out, and hey, best man win. Remember, I don't care. I feel like Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive. I don't care. Or what did he say to the young guy when he shot the dude who was holding him hostage? I don't bargain. I was wondering what that was. I don't bargain. And when Harrison Ford is holding the gun, I don't care. Competition for everybody. Everybody. Everybody's going to make this team better. Even if you sign a free agent to be your left tackle, to be your right tackle, doesn't matter. Compete. DeMarvion Overshown. Yeah, that linebacker, isn't it? That's the kid out of Texas. Yeah. Yeah, he's a monster. He's a monster. He's kind of like that. Oh goodness, who's the guy out of Philly? Like he's also like a Micah Parsons. He's like damn, who's the guy out of Philly? He's one of those guys who can run with tight ends. Yeah, I like this guy. 6'4", 225. Yeah. We need playmakers. And we got to draft some. Who are we getting? I don't know. Who do we like? Man, I like a lot of people. And I don't think Ryan Poles is done in free agency. I really want to know how Alex Leatherwood is doing. That's what I want to know. Alex Leatherwood, if he comes back healthy, I want to see him given a shot at right tackle. Because if he solidifies that, if they feel confident in that, wow, that changes the way that they're drafting. See, everyone's talking about Paris Johnson. Everyone's talking about this. Everyone's talking about that. Get this guy, get that guy, move him here, move the right tackle, play right tackle, left tackle. If Alex Leatherwood if they feel that Alex Leatherwood can hold down that right tackle job, holy shit. Think of what they're going to do on the defensive line. Their first 4 picks might be defensive linemen. They may even trade up, and still their first 4 picks might be defensive linemen. And if Alex Leatherwood, because trust me, when I watch film, he's fine. He's excellent on the run. Excellent. I saw a couple, boom, he tipped to the back. He tipped the D tackle, got up to the outside backer. Beautiful. It's just the pass pro that he was having an issue with because he had mono. I know we could clown him all we want, but still. What if this guy comes back and plays like the Outland Award winner, the best offensive and defensive lineman in the country? This guy's no slouch. You don't win the Outland Award winner at Alabama. First of all, you're starting in Alabama. Secondly, you win the Outland Trophy. You got some skills, and why Oakland gave up on you, I have no idea. But they're a shit show of themselves. I mean, Oakland, Vegas, the Raiders. Maybe you don't have anyone who could connect. Maybe you don't have a guy who could pull it out of him. Coaching is not easy. When you coach and you have positions and you have offensive linemen, you have 5 different guys, probably 10, maybe 7 or 8, but basically 10. You got 7 or 8 or 10 different personalities, and you got to pull the best out of all of them for them to move in one unit. So you might connect with 3 or 4 of the starting offensive linemen, but not one, and you don't get his best. That screws up the offensive line. Maybe he didn't vibe with the people over in Vegas. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Because he looked good to me when he was here. His run fits were beautiful. And I give him a pass because of the sickness that he had, being a kissing bandit, and him getting mono. But if you got that at Braxton Jones, And I know Braxton Jones has to be living in that weight room. You get those two dudes. You got Nate Davis, you got Tevin Jenkins, and then you got Patrick, you have Kramer, and then if you want to draft John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith, all three of them fight for a job, cool. That offensive line is completely different. And no, I don't want Derrick Henry. I think he's a stud. I think the dude's a monster. I don't think it's going to be good for... You don't do that. One, I don't think they're going to want to pay his contract. I don't think they're going to want to pay his contract. Because he's making Derrick Henry contract. Thank you. 4-year, $50 million. So let's see. This year, his base salary would be... Oh, don't give me that, knuckleheads. Oh, here you go. Whew. Not too bad. 10-5. $10-5 this year. But you got Deontay Foreman. I love that signing. You guys like the Deontay Foreman signing. I love that signing. Him and Khalil Herbert, he already came and put Khalil Herbert on blast. Like, I'm coming to start, homie. I'm coming to start. I think we go get like a Chase Brown in the 7th round. Or if we get I don't think we have a 6th. 7th round. Let's see. 4 years, 50 mil. 24. So this will be Derrick Henry's last year. He's an unrestricted free agent in 24. Do you bring him in for this year? I don't know. I don't think so. You know, there's a lot of rumors about Derrick Henry coming to the Bears, being a trade partner. I don't think we need that right now. We have Khalil Herbert. We have Deontay Foreman. I think we're good there. Draft another guy in the late rounds, we'll be fine. Now, don't get me wrong. If you added him, if you could get him for a 4th round pick, oh, I'm doing that all day. I'm doing that all day. See, the trick is, can you draft a guy to be your bell cow? And you're not even going to have him a bell cow because you like Khalil Herbert. But if you get a guy like Derrick Henry, man, the pressure that puts on defenses, because you already had the number 1 rushing offense last year. Most of that had to do with Justin Fields. Okay. But I don't, believe me, I enjoy imagining that backfield, but trust me, I don't think that Poles is going to do that. Me, yeah, 4th rounder, okay. But he's looking at other things, and there's too many holes on this team. That draft capital is precious. I mean, you might be able to get a starter in the 4th round. You may be able to get a running back in the 4th round. What if you get a running back who runs just like Derrick Henry in the 4th round? You know that hell, who was the Puerto Rican cat from Kansas City? I want to say it's not his. The running back, 7th rounder. So you can't. I don't know that, and I'm saying I would do it because I like Derrick Henry. I love what he would bring for this team. I love how unbelievable this offense is. Yeah, Eckler available. I don't know if they want to pay him that. That's why I'm saying at 10. What's Eckler's contract? You know? Here we go. Thank you for asking. You know, you got, the talk about his contract. You trade for him. No. He's 6'2", 6.25, $6.25 million. It's possible. It's possible. But do you give up a draft pick for him because they got to trade for him? I mean, you can't just give him cash. You give him a running back. You give him. They're going to want a draft pick now because we're so close to the draft. You're going to want a draft pick. You're not going to want money. If you do, what do you give? You give a fourth for him? I don't know. Wow, guys, 3 hours has come and gone. Holy snikes. Brandon Livingston, what's up, Baba? He's checking in from the left coast. What's up, baby? Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. But 3 hours has come and gone. I want to thank my guest today, Josh Hicks, for coming out talking Bulls basketball with us. Great stuff as the Bulls take on the Los Angeles Clippers. Same arena they played yesterday when they beat the Lakers. Now today they have the Clippers. The Bulls have 8 games left. Can they win 5 or 6 of them? We're going to see. We're going to see what they can do. And they're home on Wednesday against the Lakers. Is LeBron going to remember the Patrick Beverly telling him he's too short? And does LeBron go off? We're going to find out. But we got the game against the Clippers tonight. We'll worry about that game tonight. All right. Make sure you stay tuned. Keep it locked right here. Shawn, Second City Sports is coming up with Lakina McGee and Sydney Brown. They're up next. And then don't forget tonight, 6 o'clock, Jason Palmer, Lance Irving. What's up, cuz? Tonight, 6 o'clock here on Sports Zone Chicago. That's going to be a good interview. They having a young lady who I forgot she participated in the Olympics, but she participated for another. She was born here, but participated for another country, like so many players did this year, like in the World Baseball Classic. So, and then I forgot who else they had on. But make sure you check it out tonight. That is 6 a.m. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight. It's going to be one hell of a show. Awesome. All right. I also want to thank my guy, Steve Weekly, keeping it nice and keeping everything running nice and smooth back there. My executive producer, Elliot Baez, my social media guy, Clarence Council III, and my co-host in absentia, Maya Kai. Hopefully we entertained you, gave you a good product. And make sure you come back on Wednesday. Same bad time, same bad channel, 9 a.m. to noon Central Time. So for Steve, for Elliot, for Clarence, and for my girl, Maya. Guys and people, if you're in and around the Chicagoland area, enjoy it. It's going to be beautiful today. The weather is high at 47, 48, almost 50 today, 50 tomorrow, 45 Wednesday. Beautiful next couple of days. Enjoy it. And if you get a chance to get out there and walk, get out and walk. All right. But we'll see you on Wednesday. We'll take a 45-hour break. When we see you again, same bad time, same bad channel, 9 a.m. to noon Central Standard Time. So for everybody here at Sports Zone Chicago, Sports Zoners, I thank you. Thank you for your love, your support. We out. I'm hungry.